part 5 of the LP guided notes. This is the last video for these notes. Okay, so last page are irregular verbs. These are verbs, many of them I call yo-go verbs because they have a go in the yo. Not all of them, but many do. But these are all irregular in the yo form present tense. Okay, they're regular everywhere else, but in the yo form, they have their own set of rules. All right, so the best way is just to kind of memorize them. I recommend students making them flashcards for these, the verb, what it means, and what the yo form is, okay? So the first one is poner. Poner is to put, place, set. Its form is pongo, yo pongo, I put. Don't forget the rest of the forms, it's a regular ER verb. Pones, pone, ponemos, pones, ponen. So nothing else is different, it just, in the yo form, it has a GO in it. The next one is hacer. Hacer is to do or to make. It's a regular ER verb, except for the yo form is hago, H-A-G-O. So I do homework, hago tarea. You do homework, haces tarea. Okay. Traer is to bring. The yo form is traigo with an I and a G. So traigo. But the rest of the forms, again, you just chop off the ER and you just add es, hemos, es, and you add your endings. Just in the yo form, it has a G and IGO in it. The verb dar, to give, the yo form is doy. But again, the rest of the forms, das, da, damos, dais, dan, just regular. So pongo, hago, traigo, doy. All right, for saber and conocer, yes, I know they both mean know. And we're gonna learn about the difference in a minute. The yo form of saber, to like know facts or information, is sé. Yo sé. Or no sé, I don't know. To say I don't know, or I know, using conocer is conozco. It has a Z in there. Again, the rest of the forms is normal. You chop, chop, and you add your endings. Okay? If you're confused, you can always Google, present tense of saber, and Google will tell you all 6 forms. Present tense of conocer. In Spanish, it'll tell you that. So if you're like, I want to see it in a chart, you can certainly Google it. Okay? Ver is veo. So pretty much it just keeps the E in there and they add an O. So IC will be veo. And salir, to leave or to go out, is salgo, has a G in there. Instead of salo, salgo. So don't forget, all of these verbs are irregular only in the yo form. The rest of them, just follow your regular AR, ER, IR endings. Chop, chop, add your endings for the to form all the way through the AS, ustedes. So let's say this is my chart. They're irregular here. Everywhere else, they're just normal. Chop, chop, add your endings. Okay? All right. All right. Aware to hear, it's completely irregular. It has its own rules, marches to its own beat. So I'm just going to write them out. To hear, oigo is I hear, oyes, oye, oímos, oís, oyen. You just got to learn that one. Accents on the nosotros and vosotros. So up here you're wondering, hey, saber, conocer, they both mean to know. Which one do I use? Well, here you go. Again, saber, I forgot my accent. Okay, saber, you use that for facts, information, or how to. So like I know, for example, I know the date, that's information. Or I know how many stars are in the flag of the United States, that's facts. I know the number of students in my class. Again, that's all like factual information. I know how to drive a car. That's gonna be saber again. Yo sé conocer, yo sé conducir. I know how to drive. I know how to write. Yo sé escribir. So anything you know how to do, or if it's a factual information, use saber. Again, there are your forms of saber. Don't forget, it's irregular in a yo, but the rest is normal. All right, so when would I use conocer? So conocer, don't forget the yo form has that Z, so it's irregular in the yo, but again, the rest is normal. You chop, add your ER endings. We use conocer for people, and you're always going to see that a there. So like, for example, I know Maria. I would say, conozco a Maria. That's called a personal a. That means the person is the object of your verb. So yo conozco a Maria, I know Maria. So that a kind of tells you it's going to be conocer, because Maria is a person. If you know places, I know Wilmington, conozco Wilmington. You don't need the a because it's only for people or pets. If I'm familiar with, again, similar to those, I'm familiar with the area. I'm familiar with Burgal, conozco Burgal. So again, people, places, or to be familiar with, use conocer. Okay? For example, I may know who Oprah is. I know who she is. That's information. But I don't know her. So I can say, yo sé quién es Oprah. I know who Oprah is. Yo sé. But no conozco a Oprah. I don't know Oprah because I don't know her personally. I know who she is, like information about her, but I don't know her as a person. So again, saber, facts, information, how to. There are your forms. And conocer, people, places, or to be familiar with. And there are your forms. All right. We will have an assessment sometime next week, hopefully, on this packet. I'll give you more details, hopefully by the end of this week, okay, or either by Monday. All right, adios. And again, this is the last video for this packet, so you are done. Once you're finished, make sure you can submit it electronically on Google Classroom, or if you wrote it out, you can take a picture. Just make sure I see that you wrote these notes out. All right, and thank you so much for listening. Gracias, adios.